Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your New Year Zodiac reading at the Oracle of Atlantis. So, I did your reading yesterday, actually. It was actually a really good reading, but I was having trouble downloading it. So, I will probably be referencing some of the cards that came out in that reading because it was actually a beautiful reading about kind of being on the spectrum, how we're all on the spectrum in some facet. The spectrum really is just the different colors, right? In the rainbow. So whatever color you're kind of in, certain colors have certain energies and associations attached to them, things that you may be drawn to. But basically, we're going to take a look at the past, the future, and get some advice on how to handle these situations. The original reading that was done for Cancer, the Ten of Cups was the present energy, which is some sort of wish, dream, fulfillment. It could be romantic. We did have another card of partnership coming out as well for Cancer's reading. But the Ten of Cups was also suggesting, it was connecting to the Four of Cups, which was there some sort of discontentment. So it may be something about a wish that you once wanted, something that you wanted to have or obtain came true for you, but you may not feel satisfied, perhaps. So we're going to start with the Learn to Read Tarot cards, this deck right here, and take a look at the past energy. Past energy that may be currently still affecting Cancer. For the new year, the Cancer Collective, please and thank you. In the original reading, you did have the Empress in the past, and then in the recent past, you had the Emperor. So a lot of that reading was almost kind of walking away from the feminine energy, which would be considered more the emotional body, to pursue practical goals and obligations. Past energy for Cancer. We have the Knight of Wands, which can be a card of defending loved ones. Exploring passions. Can you clarify the past energy of the Knight of Wands for me, please and thank you? We have the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups can be joy, celebration. There's almost like this party energy with this. The Knight of Wands can kind of rush in, be quick on his feet. So like when an idea comes in, he may kind of pounce on it, right? The Three of Cups does represent some sort of kinship, celebration with friends, people we enjoy to be around. This can be connected to past, present, and future energy. So it could be connected to perhaps family. It doesn't have to be. But there may almost be like an impulsive energy to maybe even to socialize for some. Hot-headed at times, new home or direction. The Knight of Wands is a great warrior who defends the vulnerable, but can be hot-headed. The card may describe someone you know, or could indicate that you need to develop your warrior-like qualities to defend yourself or your loved ones. So it's almost like maybe you had to develop these warrior-like qualities. The Three of Cups indicates a happy gathering of people. It may herald a pregnancy or marriage proposal, or success in a creative endeavor close to your heart. You can be proud of your achievements. Joy and cause for celebration are indicated. So in the past, this is almost like seizing the day or seizing the opportunity and having some sort of joy or fulfillment pour forth because of that energy of seizing the day or seizing opportunities as they came. So let's get some advice for the past energy. Any answers that you may need to hear at this time? So we're going to pull the advice. I'm being led to the Oracle of the Mermaids. In the original reading, there was the spectrum, and then the Ten of Cups came out, which basically the cups were lined up in a rainbow, right? And the divine pointed us more to the kind of like mid-left. I had 5 cards for past, 2 cards for the past, 1 for the present, 2 cards for the future. And it landed on this card, which was the card of Judgment, which was a reawakening or rebirth of something. But it was falling more on the Pisces side. We were talking about the Zodiac wheel and how there was kind of a fork in the road, which was between Pisces and Aries energy. And Aries is kind of that spark of an idea or something, right? So that's where I'm seeing that with the Knight of Wands. It's kind of carrying over. And then you have the Three of Cups, which is a water sign, which is kind of more that Pisces energy, or blending the Pisces even with that Aries. Anyway, there was slightly a little bit more water than fire was the point, and that's kind of what I'm seeing here as well, right? You have a singular, well, there's the guy and his horse, which would be 2 beings, right? Over here you have 3 people, so there's a little more water involved. We have transparency, honest, authentic, genuine, and present. This is giving me crown chakra energy. And the crown chakra could even just be, to work with it, maybe a call to like learn to trust the divine more. There is a truth that must be told, time to reveal who you are to someone you have been keeping much of yourself hidden from. Time to clarify what it is you mean, what it is you want, and to truly look within and come to an understanding of who you are. In order to do this, it may be necessary to be very still for a little while. So much movement has ruffled the surface, and it has not been possible to see clearly. Now still yourself. See the waters clear. And look deep within. And then share this with the trusted other, and most of all with your own self. Your true nature has been crying out to be heard, and your true face has longed to be shown to the world. From this time forth, people will know who you are. Some will say you have changed, but the truth is, you have become who you always were, deep at the very heart of you. So definitely being guided to be transparent here. And this could even just be with yourself, to be completely honest with yourself. There's this one thing that I was just kind of recalling lately, and it's from The Craft. And it's funny because I do it every time I wash knives in the sink. It is better that you should enter the circle with trust in your heart. With trust in your heart than fear. Something to that effect. How do you enter? And it's kind of like, in the movie, it's like she's, kind of being pressured to enter it, right? Like, when you have talked this out beforehand, before holding a knife to somebody's throat. But the thing with that is how I've been looking at it is, you do enter the circle with perfect love and perfect trust. But it's perfect love and perfect trust of self, not the coven. It's of self. So being that transparent and authentic with yourself and who you are and your moral code. To thine own self be true, right? So it's like with that coven energy, Um, from a viewer's perspective, it's like entering the coven. That would symbolize trusting everybody in the coven, but really the goal would be to trust oneself above all else. Not that you can't trust other people, but to be true to yourself, and that's how you're going to see the waters clear in your own spiritual path. So let's take a look at the future energy. I'll do one for the near future within the next week or two for Cancer. We have the moon's energy. This next week or two, I think in 2 weeks it'll be the new moon, if I'm not mistaken, from the time of this reading, though, of me recording it, and it might not be uploaded right away, so don't hold me on that. January 13th, which today is the 11th. The 13th is the full moon in Cancer, and then the new moon, I believe, would be roughly 2 weeks away, isn't it? And I have no idea what that moon sign would be, but that could be connected. But the moon, so the moon card represents kind of like the duality of the beast within here. We have two dogs, right? But, well, the dog and the wolf, which are the same thing, but the wolf is wild, free, living on instinct. The dog is domesticated, right? Taught. This is kind of like the difference between us as human beings and nature itself. But with this lobster, I would almost see the lobster as more Cancer, and it's almost like going right down the middle of them to find that balance. And on that spectrum, there was this energy of being slightly over here, which, I mean, I think we kind of all have to be in society's world. But it may lead to a little bit of discontentment because you have the Four of Cups coming out as well. But that can mean many things. Discontentment could just be needing to take care of things when we want to do something else. But you can also remind yourself that taking care of the details now will benefit for the future. It kind of sucks, but it's disciplined. The moon represents usually some sort of deceptive or elusive energy. But you may find yourself connecting to the moon a little bit more as well, which may help clear your intuition to help it become a little more transparent, or it may start to become transparent the more honest you are with yourself. Intuition, imagination, dreams, unconscious fears, confusion, deception, disillusionment. The moon is associated with night, the unconscious, and the dream world, where our deepest fears and imaginations run wild. That's kind of that wolf energy, hey? Your dreams and imagination running wild. The Fool has encountered a period of confusion and disillusionment. Situations are vague and unclear. Matters are not what they seem. The way ahead is foggy, but we should allow our intuition to guide us. So I was called to pull the card at the bottom of the deck, and the way I've been seeing the card on the bottom of the deck lately is the destination, which is actually what the next card would have been in the original layout I was doing. We have Archangel Gabriel with Temperance, tempering the energies, which makes beautiful sense because we have a wand and a cup suit, and in the previous reading I did, there was this kind of balance of fire and water and needing a little bit more water, right? That's kind of what was drawing me to the mermaids for advice. So we have the card of temperance. So there may be illusions and things that transpire on your path, but it's almost like trying to help you temper your own energy to not be like affected one way or the other so much by it, perhaps. The more honest you are with yourself. And with these energies, there's kind of like this, like for myself with my thoughts, like a lot of times I'm very controlling even of my thoughts. So I'm kind of like, I'll think of things, and if I don't like it, I'll switch it or change it. You know what I mean? But it's almost like with the wolf getting back to the instinct, allowing those thoughts to just be thoughts and following them. But it can be hard, especially if there's fears and insecurities baked in, right? But perhaps this transparency with self will start to neutralize some of that energy, balance it in the future here for you. Balance, temperament, harmony and moderation, cooperation, compromise, adaptability, and relationship. The Temperance card shows the figure of an angel pouring liquid from one vessel into another. This indicates that feelings are able to flow freely. This is kind of very much the give and take energy, being of both. It may signify a guardian angel watching over us. The card represents balance, healing, and harmony. The Fool has learned to master his thoughts and feelings and can now have harmonious relationships with others. Compromise is the key to any problem. We have the ability to manage a situation and resolve problems. So in your reading, there was this Capricorn energy. So Capricorn is the opposite of Cancer, which is the next card actually after Temperance is the Devil. And basically, I was seeing the constellation of Cancer, which kind of looks like a Y, being Cancer being the first, and then kind of across the zodiac wheel from Cancer is Capricorn. So Cancer's energy is the home, the family, the inner realms, right? The heart and soul kind of energy. Whereas Capricorn's energy is the outer world and our goals and achievements and what we gravitate towards. With that energy, Capricorn had a double energy, and that's where that Pisces and Aries energy was coming into play, because Capricorn's symbol is the sea goat. So the fish tail, the closest thing I would see to that is Pisces. And the ram, which was Aries. And you did have the Emperor come out, which is an Aries card, right? And it was like you had to go through the devil once you cleared your own energy. So the first step is being in Cancer's energy, and Cancer's job is to like clear and purify, basically. Maybe not all the time, but in this situation. So that transparency makes sense. Once you do this, you find that temperance, right? And then you have to go through the gate of the devil, which is maybe even, I'm kind of seeing it in the moon as well. And going through that energy, it was very much like the cleaner and purer your energy was, the straighter you would aim. And if you aim straight, it would be directly between Aries and Pisces, which was like this fork in the road, the top part of the constellation of Cancer with that Y going in two directions. And then I pulled a card from the tarot, and it ended up being an 11, which was justice, and then reducing that was a 2. That's funny. So I was drawn to the second card, and there was 5 laid out here originally, and it brought me to the second card, which was that card of judgment. There's some sort of rebirth or reawakening. So by clearing that energy, it's going to clear the perception as well, and perhaps put you on a different target, but it's going to be an actual target or desire of your like truest authentic form, kind of. Can I get the divine's advice to Cancer with the future moon energy of temperance? So some fun facts about temperance. Temperance is, I believe, connected to Sagittarius, which so would the Knight of Wands. Temperance is actually connected to my birthday. Somebody sent me a it was some sort of tarot book. And basically, it went by birthdays, and my birthday is on the 14th of July, which kind of makes sense why they would connect that temperance to July. But it very much is kind of my sun and moon signs are sun and moon signs. Like I'm Leo Cancer, which is fire, water, which is exactly what Gabriel kind of is. Oh, she even got the fire triangle on her heart. But it's almost like a new intuition may actually help you be able to pour into somebody else's cup. We have time-tied oceanic spells and rituals. So this is all about performing and enacting rituals, which is card number 18, which is the same number as the moon. So this could be doing symbolic things to help release things or set manifestations into motion. And we have receptivity. Allow yourself to receive and allow yourself to give. That's crazy. Because that's what the Angel of Temperance basically is. The Angel of Temperance, like, long story short, would be kind of you get what you give kind of energy, right? So trying to give your best self as much as possible. Finding that balance in one's own temperament from extremes. So this could even be like if you have anxious energy, right? Remembering to take a moment to do some meditation or some yoga. Doing some yoga, if you do, like, I call it yoga. It's probably just stretching. I do stretching, but like if you start with like your legs, your arms, kind of do the whole body, but you really take your time and actually breathe, try to deepen the breath as you're doing it. By the time you're done, the oxygen and the release of all the tension in your body, the oxygen in your brain and the release of all the tension in your body, you feel kind of really lightheaded and relaxed, like you just had a massage. So that may be a way that one needs to temper themselves, right? If high anxiety at times, to breathe. It is time for a well thought through act of connection, a ritual or spell with the realm of the mer beings, with the sea, with her creature. When done with great formality and mindfulness, many acts can become magical and reconnect us to the sacred within us and outside of us. You may wish to ritually bathe in a tidal pool, which could be a naturally formed rock pool or a sacred bath time you create for yourself. As you bathe in the sacred healing pool, allow the pool and the water to drain away anything that must be left behind for you to go forward, to go to your own personal high tide at the change of tide. The saltwater crystals will drag through your auric layer, clearing and cleansing, leaving you feeling light and free, yet very present and clear. The warm waters of the tidal pool make them mermaidenly goddess pools of healing, right on the seashore, the amniotic fluid of rebirth for you to be freed from. The amniotic fluid of rebirth. So you had the judgment in the recent past. So in the previous reading, the first reading. So it's almost like very much like you already went through a rebirth, and it's like you haven't quite formed your strength yet, right? It's almost like the energy of a baby learning to crawl, right? Once they get the crawling, doesn't mean they can stand because their legs still aren't quite strong enough. But it's this card is suggesting that soon this rebirth will be kind of done and you'll be through it. Or you may wish to create sandcastles or mandalas or sculptures near the tide line. We can shape into the sand itself an energy field of tiny, sparkling crystals, representations of what we wish to see taken away and cleared, or what we wish the Sea Mother to take into her cauldron and help you manifest. It may be time to work with generic runes, which have a great history of being drawn into the sand as messages to the great sea beings of all kinds. What is most important is that you act. So, generic runes, I tried to find them before and I couldn't find them online anywhere. But feel free. It's spelled JANNARRIC. For anyone that is interested in runes. Receptivity. The standard runes are Elder for the Ark. For the Ark. I can't remember if there's one R or two R's. That is more Nordic. The generic runes, I don't know if there is one. I would assume there's there's witches runes, which I'm sure is probably pretty similar. Or the same thing, probably. An offer of a free service could be yours, a gift of love, time, friendship, healing, or simply joyful inclusion in a group who is loving and warm, caring, could soon be offered to you. Love and good fortune seem to be coming your way and more easily than it may have ever come before. You have effectively manifested your desires, but instead of joyful acceptance, you are greeting them with some suspicion. Someone loves you deeply and wishes to offer you gifts of their love, or a relative has made a move to help you. At this time, the universe is coming to you with abundance. It is up to you now to be open to receive. Receptivity is a quality of water. Be like the water now. Allow the good of the universe that the creator of the world is sending you to come to you now. Allow your cup to be filled again and for your pool to be full. You deserve this. You are free to receive and there will be no hook. Which was pretty similar to the previous reading. In the present moment, you had the Ten of Cups with some sort of wish or fulfillment, abundance, and now it's asking you to be able to receive. So you may be receiving good fortune, but sometimes we can feel like we don't deserve it necessarily, or that we can handle it on our own, and these could be little gifts from the universe trying to aid and assist you on your path. We do have the Two of Cups, so there's definitely the possibility of relationships for some. This is the equal give and take, but we also have the caduceus in the background, which can represent healing medicine. So it's almost like an exchange here may actually be the healing tonic needed. But let's see. The present energy for Cancer. This gift I'm actually getting with that moon card, it very much, the gift of receptivity could even be the perception or truth of something as well, through a mysticism. Current energy, where's the current focus? Oh. The Queen of Pentacles. So she came out in the first reading as well. But it was, I believe it was in the far past. It's almost like something from the past, maybe concerning one here. She's just kind of looking at this pentacle and kind of trying to decide what to do with it. And there was this energy of possibly feeling some sort of discontentment. So the Queen of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups can be an emotional offering or outpouring or a surging of love. The Ace of Cups, though, I would see this as it can be kind of the poison and the medicine. I would see this Ace of Cups as like one's own heart and soul. But it is the element of water itself. So connecting with water. Even taking a bath, Epsom salts work as well. I mean, I feel like for cleansing the skin and energy, there's probably no better water necessarily that's going to do it than the sea, but if you don't live near the sea or want to go in it because it's probably cold right now. We have angel number 44. The Queen of Pentacles is down to earth and generous with her gifts. She can be relied upon to give fair, sensible advice and find practical solutions to problems. Did I say you can put Epsom salts in your bath to relax and create a sanctuary for yourself to kind of cleanse your energy field? We did have that card. Was it with the transparency or the time and tide? Of kind of washing the body. You can, like, as you're cleansing it, kind of like mentally imagine your energy being cleansed as well. And then releasing all that's not serving you down the drain with the water. So the Queen of Pentacles is generous with her gifts. So the Ace of Cups could also be very psychic energy, like water scrying. Ace of Cups indicates freely flowing emotions which need to find expression. Deeply satisfying love and happiness are possible. It represents the start of a new relationship or can indicate a marriage proposal. There is the chance of a fresh start and a new lease on life. I'm feeling like this is actually the guidance of the present here, this time and tide. Which actually what I was hearing was ask and you shall receive. So we are going to pull the closing words of wisdom, words to live by, with the wild and known animal spirit. The first reading, you had 4 that came out. You had the owl, which was connected to some sort of abundance. You actually had 2 owls coming out. They were white owls, so purity of abundance or spirituality. Then you had the crow, which was all about mystic energies kind of working for you. What was the next one? You had the octopus. The octopus was almost like absorbing energy or energy getting caught in the head, maybe obsessing about it a little bit. What was the third card? Closing message for Cancer. I can't remember what the third card was, Cancer. I'm sorry. Closing message for Cancer. We have the Lamb. So the Lamb, we have the God's Eye here. The lamb is connected to, isn't it, like we are all God's children? Oh, it was the sea serpent. It was connected to the sacral chakra and the divine feminine, possibly the divine masculine. I did just see the elk here. Now we have the cheetah, which the cheetah is represented by the sun, the solar plexus, the energy within, more masculine, productive energy. The lamb, peaceful, prophetic, patient. Oh, sorry, going back to that sea serpent. It was just working with the sacral chakra, clearing the sacral chakra to change your future. And the sacral chakra was connected to more the Empress energy and a little bit of the Emperor energy. So that can be connected to the waters of our ancestry, our DNA and upbringing. So clearing and purifying that a little bit, perhaps releasing some traditions while actually embracing some traditions, is how you come into bloom here. The lamb is the bearer of an important message. Its contents can only be heard when a deep level of quiet has been established. Lamb energy is the honest guidance you hear from an old friend, a young child, or sometimes a surprising stranger. Though the lamb's message may channel through another person, the wisdom resonates within you. It will repeat and reverberate until you listen. Approach this gentle creature with the utmost patience and reverence. Truth is a gift. Sit still, listen, and receive. That's that transparency as well. So when this energy is balanced, knowingness and inner peace. When it is out of balance, quiet, timid, and concerned. To bring it to balance, meditation and listening. We have angel number 77, which if you add, 7 is the house of Libra in the Zodiac wheel, which is all about balance, justice, karma, things of that nature. It is also connected to personal relationships, family, and things of that nature. It definitely is connected to love and marriage and spousal relationship. Finding that balance. We have 2, and there may even be multiple people in your reality, you and another, right? Both finding a balance with that 2 of cups. But 7 plus 7 is a 14, which is that card of temperance there, right? Working to achieve that balance through some sort of transparency, perhaps. I feel like we should take the cheetah as well because we looked at it. It's kind of going back to that Knight of Wands energy as well, which then is actually balancing. That's kind of funny because I was seeing the 3 people in the 3 of Cups, and then you have the Knight of Wands, the horse, and the cheetah, which is, again, 3. 3s are connected to Gemini's energy. Gemini energy is all about networking, communication, things of that nature. Could be the light and shadow bodies as well, the twins, the good parts of ourselves versus the bad parts of ourselves, and finding a way to blend them. 3 plus 3 is a 6, which is Virgo's energy. So Virgo's energy is all about our overall health. So it's like kind of keeping the dualities in balance with each other and not trying to like trump. And when I say Trump, I actually do mean Donald Trump trying to take over Canada. I feel like, part of me feels like with that, the States and Canada should go back to being an actual country because we are all American. But with Trump, it's almost like who has the bigger dick, right? Just, I don't know. It's almost like the land space, and the more land, it kind of like, I don't know if I would trust him with something that big. So that's the dualities of ourselves, right? That masculine and feminine energy. It's like not necessarily needing to trump either one, but to work with. So the cheetah is the epitome of the solar forces at work. Masculine energy, action and achievement. The sun doesn't shine onto the cheetah, it shines from inside the cheetah and outward to brighten the universe. The energy within a cheetah personality is palpable to others, and they naturally attract an audience to bear witness to their remarkable achievements. Purpose and passion are the best fuel for a cheetah's forward momentum. So if you're lacking in those areas, reconnect to the why before you start running. When in balance, achieves anything and boundless energy. When out of balance, impatient, and competitive. To bring into balance, reconnect to your purpose. There's the Hermit's energy is coming in as well, and the Hermit energy was actually coming in the last reading in the future with the Eight of Swords, and I didn't realize, but she has a 9 on the waistband of her dress, which was bringing me to the Hermit, which is all about if you don't know what your purpose is or have lost that purpose, being transparent and clear with yourself and the divine, and it'll be revealed to you here with this like God's eye. It's almost like God has your back here and will help you find your direction again if you feel like you're misstepped. There's almost a call to prayer here, right? With that receptivity and the Lamb, ask and you shall receive. Because this is like the divine answering something. So you may want to pray at this time. But with prayer, the one thing I will suggest, or I'm being told to suggest to you, is not to ask a bunch of questions. If you have a specific question, curiosity, then to ask that and kind of try to just leave it alone until it starts to make sense, right? Because you could get messages through dreams, signs, synchronicities. Maybe you're asking a question about something and you turn on the TV or open your phone and all of a sudden there's a blog or it's on the news or something about whatever the topic is that you were questioning, right? And it's like, okay, you got your answer, right? But it's almost like the energy of ask and you shall receive, but try not to ask too much at one time, because when you do that, you could potentially get all the answers at once, like say through a dream, but they can be all mixed up and confuse you more than you started, right? So just be patient and a little more concise. There may be a call to release things at this time, though, with that time and tide spell. Because this card basically is like going to the beach and writing things in the sand. Like here, she's drawn a heart. So say she's worried about love, right? She's drawing it in the sand. When those waves come up, they wash it away. It's gone. She's releasing her attachment to it. So that basically whatever will be, will be. That's the intention, right? So even if you have past scenarios, past situations that keep replaying in your head, you may want to do a ritual and put the time into asking to help you release it or let it go so it no longer bogs you down. I am going to leave the reading there. It's like I'm seeing a 2 plus a 3, which is a 5. So the 5s can be the midway point of the journey, right? It's like you're halfway there. If you give up now, you can start a new journey, or you're halfway there. So it might feel like something's not working out or going as planned at times, but you're actually closer than you think, and you're just being guided to allow yourself to be open to receive abundance from the divine in the future. So if this reading resonates, please feel free to hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. My Instagram and PayPal will be in the description box below, as well as the decks I have used. I will see you next time. Happy New Year, and thank you for watching.